lives outside of football, and there's distractions. There's a reliance on coaching. There's a reliance on preparation. There's a reliance on diet and performance.
333 RIPP Don P PhD. Yeah. I said RIP TV, tell the homie, Mob Deep Mondays, that's everyday thoughty. It's all for the community, that's what P showed me. We lost without the unity, where the fuck is the OGs? RIPP, God bless the real, only for the righteous, the rest will go to hell. Flipping through the book of Revelation, figure it out. Transliterate the translation, do it yourself. It's the last days, life is a test and we in a cage. Concrete jungle, everyday struggle, fuck the pain, I'm on some HNIC shit. Hegelian 3 shit, if you don't know what I mean, you was never G. Real shit, RIP. Yo, P, play that beat back, 333. Burn some weed, repeat that. Shake me up a tuka pack, break me off a 20 piece. I'm gone, never looking back. Y'all can't talk to me. RIP TV, tell the homie. Mob Deep Mondays, that's everyday thoughty. It's all for the community, that's what P showed me. We lost without the unity, where the fuck is the OGs? Like the weed, play some IMD for me. It's hell on earth for real, but y'all don't wanna see paper trail politics. All the shit was prophecy, strictly for the family. Peace to the prodigy. RIPP, I sleep when it's time for me. Dope dreams, bring the skizzy, pour the Hennessy. Searching for some inner peace, couple hundred G's. Deadly weapons and some weed just for you and me. RIPP, I sleep when it's time for me. Dope dreams, bring the skizzy, pour the Hennessy. Searching for some inner peace, couple hundred G's. Deadly weapons and some weed just for you and me. Yo.
That's right, nigga. So how the fuck we do this shit, nigga? Yeah. UP, P, you know.
Kal-El, what up? What up, everybody? Kal-El, what up, man? Sorry, I'm just doing things all at the same time. So, what up? Welcome to the Dour Hour. I am me, you are you, we are the 333. What up, everybody, man? I hope everybody's having a dope motherfucking day, because I am. And if you're not, create it. Say that you are. So, what up, man? If you caught last night's episode of Mob Deep Monday, thanks for the support. Shout out to my homie, Pacino, Unpac. Who? Me. Shout out to for popping in, man. I appreciate anybody's time and support. Go check out his new music. anything he's doing, just know that that was indeed P's favorite rapper. Yeah, I had some technical glitches, but we were kind of at the end of the interview anyway. So, you know, the exit was a little bit unsacrimonious, but I didn't want to take up too much of anybody's time anyway. And, you know, it is what it is. But that's my homie Un. And, you know, get your beats together for the beat contest this year. At the end of each month, the last Thursday of each month will be the 333 beat contest. And who knows? Un might be rapping on your beats. Who knows? We'll see how it all works out. But that is my fucking homie. And if you make beats and they're dope, there's a possibility I might send them to Un or send you over to his way, because people that I fuck with, I know rappers always need beats. And ask Billy Lines. It's always perfect timing, Lux. So, ask Billy Lines, man. If I hear a beat that I think will fit what an artist is doing, what they already do, or just fits their style, their feel, or whatever they're working on, I will send it to them immediately. It doesn't mean they're going to use it, but I'll be like, yo, you got to check this one out, man. You might want to use it. If not, it's no big deal. You have to understand, rappers, especially the higher up you go into the totem pole, when you're looking for beats, man, you're going to get thousands of them. It's annoying, to be honest with you, because it's like, say you start digging through beats, trying to find one, and you got 700 beats in front of you. First of all, if there's a bunch of switches in the beat and all that, they're not going to get heard. You got 700 beats to go through. When me and P used to get upset at me, because when we go through beats, if that shit didn't catch my attention within the first 3 seconds, next. And he'd be like, yo, you got to let it drop first. I'd be like, nope. I don't fucking care. If it doesn't catch you in the first 10 seconds, 5, it's not worth it, and it's not going to be. Now, you can create songs like that, but when you're sending out beats to artists, don't do that with the beats, man. After they pick your beat, then you can send them all the other shit. Yo, so P was working with Estelle. No, not Estelle. Fuck, what's this chick's name? She was on HNIC 3. Some French chick. God bless America. I smoke too much. I can't remember her name right now. Esther. So P was working with Esther. And we were doing a live stream on Saturday Night Live, going through all the beats that people had sent for her. Because P had asked everybody to send beats for Esther, right? So P had to go take care of something, and it was just me and her going through the beats. And we're live streaming, which means the character mode is on. And if I didn't like it, next, get out of here, trash. And I would say shit like that. Next, we don't have time to waste. Got 1,000 beats to go through right now. She did not like me at all. As a matter of fact, it's been a running joke at Infamous Records within the inner circle about her not liking me, because she's so French that it was hilarious. She's like, oh Joe, you are a very mean man. You are so mean. She kept telling me how mean I was to everybody who, if I didn't like their beats. You are so very mean. You don't need to be mean. Chi-Chi is a good man. That's what my assistant engineer at the time, Chi-Chi, she kept saying that Chi-Chi was a good man and I was a bad man. You are very bad man. And I was just like, what? Man, no, these beats are bad. That's what's bad. Oh, man, yo, we still make fun of that moment. Oh, it's horrible. It's terrible. Oh, oui. Exactly, Lux. Oh, oui. Yeah, she didn't like me at all, yo. I don't really give a fuck. 7.5 billion people on the planet. You're going to have a hard time getting 10 of them to like you, let alone all of them. That first hit of that mango gelato. Yeah, wow. Yo, but shout out to Esther. That was a funny time period in life.
It's so bad. So very mean. You are very mean. Joe, you are so mean.
No, I wasn't being mean. Those beats sucked. I mean, it's funny, like, you guys, if you produce or whatnot, and you're sending out all these beats to artists or whatnot, you're just not in the room when they were like, oh, this shit is trash. I just happen to do things live and live stream them so you guys can get an inside view of what really fucking goes on. Yeah, you won't see the artist hitting next on your beat after 2 seconds because you just won't hear from them because they don't want any of them. And even if they want one of them, they're going to tell you the other 34 were trash. You know, it just is what it is, and it might not just fit for that moment in time. So, don't be discouraged, but at the same time, let's be realistic about what it is you're trying to achieve here. And unless you have a personal relationship with the rapper or artist, they're not going to dedicate time to listening to your beats personally. It's just one amongst the group. So they're not going to, like, pay extra attention. So you got to make them short and grab them real quick. Dude, you can make it a 7-minute Cinescape later. Understand the attention spans of your audience, even when you're sending it to a rapper. If you want them to check out your beats, understand what it exactly is that they're doing when they're listening to beats. Once you have developed a personal or professional relationship with them, now things are completely different. But if you are an unknown or an up-and-comer and you've gotten an email or a connect from somebody that's just like, yo, send them beats, make sure they sound good sonically. That's a real quick way to hit next on something. And then B, just, make sure you get to the point. If there's breaks and beat switches, make that shit all happen in the first minute and a half. Lux, you already know, man. I've had artists come to the studio, go through beats, pick out a beat. Or P used to do this. He'd pick out a beat on Thursday, be like, yeah, put that in the folder. We'd set aside all the Thursday beats, come back on Friday or Saturday, go through those Thursday beats, and he actually might only like 2 or 3 of them at the time. It's just like, well, 3 days ago you were feeling like 40 of these, and now it's down to 3. So it is the moment. Now, one thing that I think is one of the most underrated skill sets and aspects of an artist is the ability to interpret, encapsulate, and portray the tone and mood and feeling of the beat itself into their lyrics and flow. So you can be an incredible rapper and have absolutely no idea how to fucking create a song based off of the feel and where your voice fits within the music itself. Because after all, your voice is only an instrument. If it's being played in a country where they don't speak your native language, your voice is essentially just an instrument within the rest of the music. So treat it that way. Anyway, welcome to the Dour Hour, everybody. What the fuck you guys got going on today? I think my eyes have permanently shifted to this color. They've been like this for the last couple of days. They have a tendency to have variance between green, blue, and gray, and a combination in between. I'm not the only one. So, nobody really knows why. But, all right, when I start saying nobody knows why, what I'm discovering in 2021 is that people have answers to everything. Are they letting people know why? Now, why the whole eye color change thing, I don't know personally. Some people claim it's because of whatever you're wearing or what mood you're in, the environment, celestial influences, things of this nature. I don't know, man. I just know they change, and when they're gray, I'm on fire. Those are days when I usually do the dopest shit ever. So I would welcome a permanent shift to gray. Yeah, it seems that the color changing is always between blue, green, and gray, somewhere in between those, along that scale. I'm not going to say I'm an expert in this topic whatsoever, but I don't remember reading anything about like really dark brown eyes being shifted to blue or things of that nature. Now, my biology training and education, I can harken back to eye color essentially being like leaves, and that there's like a chemical or an enzyme or a protein or something that is the expression for your eye color. Yeah, see, D-Berry, they just change. I saw one of my friends has a 1-year-old daughter. Shout out to Cam. And I saw her yesterday at the dog park, and her eyes were a combination of brown and blue at the moment. And it wasn't like half and half. They were like interwoven. When I saw that, I was just like, oh, hers, I could already tell yours are not going to stay this color. They're going to change. But yeah, I mean, you know, the last time I looked into why and the causes and the reasoning for any of this shit, that was 15 years ago. I'm sure that there's more answers now. And honestly, I don't really care. You know, I just, I think it's just an expression of some chemical, a dominant form. Now, the weird thing is you can trace all blue-eyed people back to a singular variance in genetics. The first blue-eyed expression, everyone who has blue eyes from there all came from that gene pool along that line somehow, because that's how genetics work. And if you've ever had a genetics class, then you've done Punnett squares and crossed up all the possible variations in genetic combinations and shown you the statistics that are available within a given cross. I had a bunch of classes on genetics in college, so I'm all about that shit. Now, what do I use it in? Weed and making sure my dog is healthy and understanding his behavior patterns and his thought process. Because after all, he is an animal. Vita. So the first time I went to Fairmont State University in West Virginia, where I played football and double majored in biology and pre-med with a chemistry minor. I finished all of my bio classes. I had 2 physics and 4 chemistries left, and then I was off to med school. At that point, I decided to drop out of school and make rap music. And so from there, instead of going to med school as my next stop in education, I ended up moving to Boston, Massachusetts, and attending the Art Institute, where I majored in audio production and engineering. So yeah, quite a shift. And I only had 6 classes left before med school. Now here's the fucking crazy part. Not to me, but to other people. Not only was I fast-tracked into getting into med school and surgery programs because of the way my brain works, my brother works in surgery, orthopedics. And I played golf and have befriended many, many surgeons and whatnot over his career, actually. And a couple of them that I had a fond relationship with, that he actually has built the foundation upon, that they would get me into the med schools that they went to. All I had to do was pass the MCAT. Now, Here's the two schools that I could have literally walked into had I chosen to do that instead of making rap music and smoking blunts. One doctor graduated from Nebraska, where he played football. And I could have gone to Nebraska Medical with absolutely no resistance whatsoever. I could have gone to West Virginia Medical because Fairmont State University is a 20-minute drive from WVU, so it was just natural to transition right into that med school. And then the motherfucking homie, who I will keep nameless at this moment, graduated from Duke Medical. And he told me, yo, Joe, you passed the MCAT, I'll get you grandfathered into Duke. I can do that. So as much as I hate Duke as a sports program, I'm not dumb enough to be like, well, yeah, I don't want that degree. So I was going to go to Duke Med School to specialize and focus on surgery of some kind. And who knows, at this point in my life, I probably would have tried to have been a neurosurgeon. So, you're goddamn right I am. So, this is a true story. I don't tell falsehoods about my career or existence. There's absolutely no point. The truth is so absurd, there's no point in even making shit up. So, at the very last decision-making step, where I was going to determine if I was A, going to go to Duke Medical, or B, drop out and go make rap music, I met with my friend. Yeah, in America, you're definitely paying for college, dude. For the rest of your life. So I sit at the 19th hole, which is a sports-themed bar in, we'll just say Wheeling, West Virginia. So I'm sitting at the 19th hole, and my doctor friend walks in to talk to me about if I'm really serious about going to med school. And we sit down at the bar. Now, mind you, this doctor's father is a hedge fund manager. They are literally worth $1 billion. He is also an outrageously successful surgeon who has been doing this for 40 years. The amount of money this man has accumulated in his professional career is absurd. Like, you can't possibly spend that much. That level of money, right? And I'm sitting at the 19th hole, and he's to the right of me. And he's only there to gamble because he's one of those people that even though he's a billionaire, when he walks into a casino, he throws one quarter into a slot machine and he wins. He's one of those people. He never loses. So he wasn't there to drink. And I don't drink, so I wasn't there to drink. I was there. We were both there for exactly the same reason. So I'm just like, yeah, man, it's time to, I guess, Davey, what up? I got to go to med school next year. It's time. So I guess this is the next step in the evolution of my career. And he looks at me and he says, yo, Joe, I will get you into Duke without any hesitation. All you have to do is pass the MCAT. But, and he said, but. And I thought to myself, uh-oh. Usually butts are never a good sign. Unless you're in a thong contest. I guess it would be a twerking contest now. God, I'm old. See, back in my day, all you had to do was just show your butt cheeks. You didn't have to, clap them and fucking blow smoke rings out of them and shit to win a $100 tab at the bar with your girlfriends. So, he says, but. And I prepare myself. And my brain moves quickly, so when he says but, I went through probably 10,000 scenarios of what this rebuttal could be. And never once did I actually go through what he actually said next. He looks at me dead in the eye, and he says, you cannot do this for money. And I'm like, I'm looking at this guy. I'm like, this dude's a fucking billionaire. He's probably made $20 million in surgery alone, let alone the investment portfolio and hedge fund management side of his life. I'm just like, this guy is, he's more successful and financially free than at that point in my life than anyone I had ever met. And he's telling me not to do this for money. And I'm looking at him like, what? And I could see the look in his face. And that was a moment of clarity and reflection upon his own career. And I could see it. I was like, huh. So I kind of went, I'm 40. I have crossed into the 4th decade of trips around this sun. At that time, I was 23? Yeah, 23 when we had this conversation. No, 22. Yeah, 22. So I'm 22 having this conversation with him, and he says, you can't do this for money. July, I'm a Cancer. I am a plague upon society. When I saw the look in his face, I knew it was real. And at that very moment, I had a total moment of clarity. An epiphany. And that was it. I was done. I was never, ever going to go to another second of class again. I was never going to go to school again. That had solidified it for me that you must pursue what brings you fulfillment and joy. And I could see it in his face when he said, don't do this for money. He's like, if you get into the medical profession for money, you're in it for all of the wrong reasons. So do whatever makes you happy. And I was like, word. And then he got up and walked back into the slot machine room and probably won $10,000. So I never let that thought go. And the next time I saw him, I had already had almost my entire professional career already. Hegelian had been out, I had credits. People knew who I was finally. And I told him, I was like, dude, those words you said to me were literally altered my existence. Now, here's the funny, he didn't remember that conversation. I'll never forget it. He didn't really remember it. But he said, well, I just want these young people to, not make the same mistakes that I've made. And I was just like, word. That's the best way you can possibly learn is from the masters. Oh man, if I'm looking 44 or 45, then the roadie did not do me well. Everybody thinks that I'm actually younger than I am. Usually the majority of people, when I say 40, they're just like, really? Yeah, I've been here that long. So I need to sleep more or drink some water or something. Probably smoke less, but that third option is never going to happen. Well, Lux, I think the biggest key to youthfulness and anti-aging is I don't eat fake food. It's pretty fucking simple. I mean, it's impossible to avoid all fake food in this world that we exist in right now unless you literally grow and raise everything yourself. I grew up on a farm. That's just too much work. I ain't got time for that shit. But it's 3:33 somewhere, everybody. Actually, it's 3:33 here. See, I'm so used to saying it's 3:33 somewhere that I just automatically say that. Yeah, Vita, I got drum packs galore, homie. I got a ton of them. I got 808 packs. I got a pack of kicks that's over 7,000 kicks alone. So just DM me, dude. I got so many loop and drum packs. You will literally not need to go anywhere else. But if you are not interested in the way that things that I make sound, I am not one of those types of people, and I will tell you to go get Beat Butcher's drum packs. Shout out to my motherfucking homie, Beat Butcher. But yeah, go support him and get his packs. And you could also support the homie Ski Beats and get his smack packs and enter into his beat contest. Lord Rich, what up, homie? So, I know this is going to sound odd. Yeah, you can email me, dude. If you don't have Instagram, you can email me. Instagram, Gmail, and YouTube, they're all the exact same username. So, what does smoking do for me? All right, so I know that it seems like I'm always engaged and, you know, trying to be active and things of this nature, and I'm always doing a million things at once. But if I didn't smoke weed, my brain would spin so fast, or it does, that I can't get anything done. It's just too much. So weed is the only thing that ever allowed me to focus on just one thing without my brain just going crazy. Biochemical wise, my brain is built different. I don't know if that's just life or the result of repeated head trauma over my football career. I don't know. It just is what it is. So when I started smoking, I always thought weed was like for hippies and burnouts growing up. Lord Rich, you already know, man. So I had somebody in college tell me that I should try smoking weed for my headaches. And I was willing. Listen, man, I'll take any suggestion. And all my friends in college smoke weed, every single one of them. And I was like the last holdout. But I had a suicide headache, which I would rank in the top 5 of worst headaches I've ever had in my life. I still remember exactly every detail of it. And like the next day, I was just like, yo, man, yeah, just give it to me. I'll try it. And that broke me. I was 21. I had never smoked anything in my life before that. I was all about football and being faster than everybody else. And I don't know if it helped with my headaches because I still have headaches. But I will say that it didn't slow everything down, but it was just like, it made driving that fast doable and something that I could execute, if that makes sense. So that's why up until this day, I smoke about 24 hours a day, because if I don't, it's off and running, dude. What made me quit sports, time catches up with everybody, yo. So I knew at 5'8", 155 pounds that I was not going to the NFL in 2000. Like, they have players that small now, but not back then. So I used football as a conduit to get me to a college, and they paid for it. So what the fuck? Yeah, I'm taking that scholarship. So that got me into the next phase. And then once I was in, what happened is I tore my left rotator cuff my 4th day of practice my sophomore season. And that means I didn't have to go to practice for the rest of the year. I was done. Recovery mode. Rehab. And, dude, I didn't have shit to do. I didn't have to go to practice. I was like, for the first time in my entire life, I've been going to practice since I was a little kid. I didn't have to go to practice. And, dude, I started making weed, or fucking smoking weed and making rap beats in my free time. And that was it. That's what made me quit sports. H&IC made me quit sports. I was like, yo, fuck football. Fuck med school. I want to go make murder music. This literally happened. I know it sounds like something that I made up in order to get to the finish line of how I ended up with P. Yeah, Davey, you already know you got that wheeling feeling. But it really happened. I literally dropped out of school because I wanted to make music like H&IC. I didn't think that I was going to end up making music with P. and have now. Like, that was beyond my scope of possibilities at the time. I just wanted to make music like that. So that's what made me quit sports. You're goddamn right, I did. Those lines those are true stories, man. I dropped out of school quick, yo. Like, fuck this shit, I'm out. I can tell you that of all the human beings that I knew at that moment in time, there were only 4 people who thought it was, I won't even say that they thought it was a good idea. I would just say that they didn't tell me I was crazy. Because they're like, dude, you've got like a couple classes till med school. Like, go to fucking med school. What are you doing? And I was like, nah, fuck that shit. So those 4 people will always hold a high esteem in my life. Vegas, what up? So, shout out to my mom. Shout out to Jawan Waller. Shout out to this basketball player at college that I don't remember his name, but he was like, dude, that's fucking dope, man. Good luck. And then shout out to my ex-girlfriend from high school's mom, who is one of the meanest human beings I have ever encountered. But when she heard that I was dropping out of med school or dropping out of college to start making rap music, of all things, her response was, and I quote, "It doesn't matter what he does. He's going to make it work." So, shout out to Pam Hoffer for that bit of encouragement, because that's something that I also held in the back of my brain. You know, like, athletes will hold a chip on their shoulder to drive them to success, like everyone doubted them or whatnot. I didn't look at the people who doubted me. That was everybody. I've embraced the few people who were just like, yeah, go do this shit. My mom always told me, don't ever stop. Just keep chasing them. Chase your dreams. Very few people have a chance to, so chase your dreams. So I did. Vegas, we just chilling, man. There's no particular topic. I'm just pontificating about whatever comes to my head at the moment. Also thinking of the things that I gotta do right now. Like, as soon as I'm done with the Dour Hour, the things that I need to go accomplish for the day. Today is Tuesday, so in the 333 TV world, that means gray matter at 8 o'clock. So you NFL and sports heads, tune in tonight at 8 for Carrie Nice and Rogers' breakdown of divisional championship weekend. The first project with P would have been the Bumpy Johnson EP that came out with Complex. I mean, dude, like, P was normal as shit, dude. Yeah, yo, St. Chris, man. Everybody that I know along the path, 99% of them stopped. And that's the only reason that they didn't make it, is because they stopped at some point. Like, everybody will get your shot. Everybody gets the ball with a look at the rim at least once in this game. It's up to you to, make the proper play once the ball's in your hands. Vita, what do I think of new music? There's not a whole lot of, well, for a long time, of course, being jaded, I didn't like any of it. But now I typically only tend to listen to what I'm working on, so people have to send me or suggest music to me, like, nah, man, you got to hear this shit. So it's very rare, and if you know me well enough, I need 3 people that I trust to tell me to check something out before I actually will. And sometimes the first person, unless they know, will get offended and be like, oh man, I've been telling you about that for weeks. Well, no, it takes, one is not enough. If a second person that I trust also tells me the same thing, now I am truly intrigued, depending on who it is. If P were still here, if he told me to listen to something, I'm listening to it. But if a third person comes in and says, dude, you gotta check this shit out, I'm on it. Well, the story behind Hegelian dialectic, you're going to have to go and watch the 4-year anniversary to get that whole story, because that story took 3 hours to tell, essentially. And I'm not going to do that today. That's not happening. It's a very, very, very long, winding story that took years to complete. The narrative took years. Yeah, you could not get possibly closer over the last 7.5, 8 years. We'll just say 8. The last 8 years of peacetime on the physical plane. I mean, T, and I've already saw that before, though. Like, I saw it when it happened the first time. Ha! Yeah, that's that 01P, man. It's a whole different time period. It's fascinating how people grow and change. I can't use the word crazy because it's not. It's fascinating. And essentially, if you don't change, oh, okay. My bad, dude. I was just like, damn, man. Nah, because, you know, I smoke a lot. I thought it might have been wearing on me. Hegelian, like, of course. The Book of Revelation holds so much revere to me personally. You have to go watch the whole episode. And eventually, I am going to write a book on just that album. Every single detail of what it took to create that album. Every thought, every word, all of it. I will put it all in a book. So, that way you guys can act like I will leave no questions unanswered in it. I'm a very fortunate human being that I have near total recall and I can remember everything. A, it makes it easy to tell stories, and B, when I go to write all of this, it's going to be effective because I remember every detail. Now, Lord Rich, I regret that decision periodically. When P first got out of jail, we filmed everything for the first couple weeks. Like, everything that we did. But when we were making Hegelian, I was so wrapped up in the creation process that I did not even think about filming any of it. Like, it would have been so easy because it was just me and P. And then if it wasn't just me and him, the only other people who were around during that entire time period was Cash, Lowell, Tay, Sonny, and Cousin Rob. That was it. That was it. Who were around. No ID. But you know, he didn't have anything to do with the music. But as far as like who were there when we were making that over that 1 year time period, that was it. It was the only people who came around who were privy to the creation process and what we were doing at the time. My relationship with Rock Varsity is nothing more than a professional acknowledgement at this point. Like, I haven't worked with him personally. I did have the opportunity. He was looking for a new mixing engineer for one of his albums a couple years ago. And we had some mutual acquaintances, and they had recommended me and kind of lined it up to where we were going to sit down and talk about it. But then I had to turn it down because I was not in the correct mental space to be working on music at that time, to be me. And then if I was going to be working on anything, it was going to be P's music. So I ended up turning that project down. Well, who knows if I would have got it. Let me word that better. I ended up turning the opportunity for that project down. So it's nothing more than a professional acknowledgement. I mean, listen, I could have pressed the buttons and said, yeah, nah, this is what I'm doing. I'm going to get this budget and just bang these out. And it would have sounded technically fine because of just experience and skill set. Technically, it would have been fine, but it wouldn't have been me. It wouldn't have been me doing what I really do. So it would have been a misrepresentation. And that's not fair to him, his art, me, my resume, or my professional reputation. So, you know, you got to understand that your professional career, no matter what it is that you do, can be looked at as a hallway with just a series of doors on both sides. Some of those doors are going to be closed. Some of them you will be given keys to open. Some of them, when you walk by, will already be open for you. What you need to understand is just because you can open those doors or some of those doors are open for you, it doesn't mean that you need to walk into that room. Sometimes there's a better scenario waiting for you further down the hallway, if that makes sense. I speak in a lot of allegories and fortune cookie tones, if you haven't noticed. Tasia always used to Tasia would ask me for advice, or, you know, we'd be talking, and my answers to her would always be in some 80-year-old mystic's viewpoint. And she used to get mad. She would just be like, yo, would you just talk normal once? Why does every explanation that you have to come out in some like code or something? I thought that shit was hilarious, Davey. And that was not a diss to either of them, because I respect Rock Marcy for what he does for New York rap and his sound, and he makes beats and all that shit. That's just dope. I love it. And me and Foxy, we have, you know, a professional entanglement early on in my career. So I just thought it was funny. So here's my view on comedy and things of that nature. If you can't laugh at yourself, then you're not allowed to laugh at anybody else. So I thought, I feel no malice in that joke whatsoever. I just thought it was funny because it is. I wouldn't get mad. People say that I look like Alchemist and shit like that. That shit's hilarious, yo. If somebody makes fun of me and it's funny, I will be the first one to laugh. The only artist that's catching my ear lately is Santana Fox. And it has nothing to do with the fact that I know her, because that will actually make it harder for me to like your music if I know you. I'm really going to be like, nah, this ain't it, man. Somebody around you's got to be the one to tell you. And I will happily take on that role. But it has nothing to do with the fact that it's P's daughter. God, this camera. I got to get a better camera, man. Anyway, it has nothing to do with the fact that it's P's daughter. It has nothing to do with the fact that I've known her since she was 11, for Christ's sakes. Actually, younger than that. Oh my God, I'm tripping. None of that has absolutely nothing to do with any of that shit. I am only saying that based off of her artistic merit. I think she's fucking incredible. Now, I do have a little bit of bias because I am shocked at her ability. And very few things shock me. You have to understand that Tasia did not listen to rap growing up. She listened to Nirvana and like rock music and things of that nature. And I mean, she was in the studio more than anyone else. She was always around her dad. Always. So she was always in the back, on the couch, on Instagram. What I assumed, not paying attention. But even if she wasn't paying attention, she absorbed all of that. So I think it was probably almost 2 years, 18 months possibly, almost 2 years after her father had transitioned to the next plane. And she just texted me and was just like, yo, I want to send you a song. And I was just like, okay, whatever. I mean, because you got to understand, as a little kid, like 12, 13 years, 14 years old, of course her and her friends would like turn on the mic and try to make music as little kids. And she'll tell you, that shit used to piss me off. Like, don't fucking touch the computer, yo. I used to get mad. Shit is sacred to me. We were making Hegelian at the time. Like, let's not use your own computer. Anyway. So anyway, I didn't even know that she was rapping. I had no idea. Literally had no clue. I had no idea at all. And she just sent me her first song, and I've been dumbfounded ever since then. And it's not just one song. It's every fucking song she sends me. She just keeps getting better. And it's a natural progression, so I can see the potential. Her potential energy is easily made kinetic. And the whole reason I bring this up is my artistic bias with people and songs. If I have seen growth and improvement, then I'm going to like it even more. So one of my favorite songs of all time, I think, is from Buck the President, Roll Up My Sleeve. Hey, the song is super crack. I don't care. That shit is fire. I'm trying to walk on water because all of my bridges burned. Are you kidding me? That is illuminated level writing. So many layers in that line. Anyway, when I first met Buck and he was an intern for me at Infamous Studios, dude, the music he was making then, to get to that point, that leap, was amazing. Yeah, Nassim, I no longer am a figure of the shadows. Proverbially speaking, not literally. You know, if there was a video shoot or a show or there's footage going on like being shot in the studio, I was always in the background just smoking a blunt and just chilling. And P always told me, like, some of the things that I do, like, don't ever fucking tell anybody how you do the things you do, because that's what makes you you. Well, that was then. This is now. There's no need for me to hold the things that I know. I'm not competing against anybody in the music industry in any way whatsoever. I do not care. I don't want to work on anybody's music at all except P and the Fox, Cash. The music I want to work on, you guys, and Mega. I would and will do a project with Mega. Not even a question. I would welcome that because I've discussed it many times. It feels like something, after making Hegelian with P, it feels like something that we might be able to create something very cohesive together. We have a lot of the same sensibilities when it comes to making music and rap. So I would do that 100%. Other than that, I don't fucking care. And I could say it with certainty. There's a absolute plethora, a line of rappers that are mega stars that if they called me right now and said, yo, I want you to mix my album, I will pay you X amount. I don't care. I'd be like, nah, I'm good. I'm good on that. I don't fucking care. Look, Drake is one of them. Drake can call me right now. He can call me. He can zoom in this conversation right now and say, I'll give you $1 million to mix my album. Most of y'all might think that I'm absolutely insane if I say no. Oh my God, why wouldn't you take $1 million for a month of work? And then your name will be on Drake's album, blah, blah, blah. I don't give a fuck. A, I'm going to sell my soul for $1 million measly dollars, you fucking dickheads. And then B, I don't care. I've crossed that point of my career years and years and years and years and years ago. I don't fucking care. As a matter of fact, I was having a conversation with a peer in the music game who was very successful. And we were talking about Young Guru and Mixed by Ali's online database that they made of engineers, and they call it engineers, and they stole my spelling. They stole my name. Totally jacked, like totally fucking stole it. I already hit him. I called him out about that shit. Yeah, Billy Lyons, this is what I'm getting to. And I was just like, yeah, man, they totally stole my name, yo. And he's just like, well, you should join their organization. You'll get way more work. I don't know if I'm ever going to talk to that dude again, just because we're just not on the same wavelength. I don't have no disrespect or whatever. We're not. Why would I go be a part of something else? Just a small piece of somebody else's thing, when actually they stole not the idea. I wasn't building a database for engineers to get work. It's basically like, from what I'm to learn so far, it's basically like Fiverr for just engineers and producers. And that's not what I'm about at all. I don't give a fuck about none of that shit. Hunting for more work. 100% they stole it. I've spelled engineer the way that I spell it since before P got out of jail. And then all of a sudden, they come around and they spell it engineer. Like, come on. Y'all stole my shit. I know it. They don't know me as a human, but they listen to Hegelian. They know. They know. Dude, they know who it is. Kendrick is a huge Prodigy fan. There is no way in the world that he didn't at least listen to Hegelian. And if they thought it sounded dope as professionals, they were like, well, who the fuck did this album? And then they saw. And they stole my fucking name. Now, I never trademarked it. P told me I should have as soon as he got out of jail and he saw how I was spelling my name versus how I met him. Because when he was locked up, I didn't spell it that way. I switched it while he was locked up at some point. And when he saw that, he was like, you better trademark that shit. That shit is dope. And I was like, I don't give a fuck about that shit. And I really don't. But the only thing that really pissed me off about it is I was just like, yo, you stole my shit. Like, dude, like, at least acknowledge that, yeah, that's fucking dope. And then, they didn't. I was just like, you stole my shit. And they're like, LOL. And I was just like, yeah, see, this is why I hate the industry and I hate people like you. Those who can't create will steal from those who do. That's just the way that the creative process works, because you're either creative or cognitive. Very few people can dance between the two or use both. So if you want to be creative and you cannot create, then you will just take from somebody who does. Now, the issue with that, besides the morality of it, is those who do create often are not logistic or cognitive at all. And they just get consumed by those who cannot create. And that's the way the entire music industry works. Same thing with TV, movies. That's how entertainment works. Yeah, dude, all they had to do was be like, yeah, we got this from him. It's a dope idea. I'd even be like, yo, go use that shit. That's fucking dope, man. Make it huge. They probably would at this point. But here's the funny thing, like, I've had a couple people tell me who didn't know me, who have known their organization, they were just like, oh yeah, it's like Mixed by Ali's thing. Are you part of that? And I'm just like, no, they stole my name. So they don't even, it's like, it's weird. It's weird. The professional in me wants to make sure that people understand what I've done and things like that. That's the ego. But the metaphysical beam of light that exists within me is like, who gives a fuck? I can give you a list right now. ACGC, I'm about that crypto life. I'm going to look into that. So, favorite movies. Number 1, unequivocally, Requiem for a Dream. I know when people be like, yo, like when I ask on, what's your favorite song that you ever did with P, and it took them like 30 seconds to answer. I'm not one of those people. I have definitive, clear favorites in anything. So, Requiem for a Dream, hands down, is the best movie I have ever seen. The movie's amazing. The music, the cinematography, the way that they shot that movie was light years ahead of its time. Number 2. See, now here's where it gets hazy. I can just give you a list of movies that are in the that get played a lot. Billy Lyons just said one. If you guys have never watched True Romance, you need to watch that fucking movie, yo. It is going to blow your fucking mind. You're not going to believe, A, how dope it is, and B, how many motherfucking megastars are in that movie. True Romance is one. Hateful Eight, incredible. Ad Astra, up there. Shawshank Redemption, come on, everybody. Green Mile, crack. Infinity War is amazing. Dead Presidents, I got the hat up here. You already know. Dead Presidents is one of my favorites of all time. All right, yo, so, yeah, write these down because I will give you a bunch of dope movies that you maybe never heard of. That's what this will be. This is what this will be. Because you guys, a lot of you guys are younger than me by 10 to 15 years. So we're talking about movies from my ear that you might not even know. So, yeah, get something to write with. And I'll drop some gems on you right now. I'll type them in the thing so you guys... That is literally the greatest movie that I've ever seen. Well, St. Chris, yeah, you and I know, but most of everyone is younger than I. I was born in 80. All right, so yeah, Requiem. That's it. That's my number 1 movie of all time. Let's see what else we could add there. Yeah, the movie's not that great, but I just like, what's that dude's name? Fuck, I can't remember his name. Let's see. Bang. Yeah, St. Chris heroin movies are incredible. Let's see. Green Mile. Need to watch that one. Good luck finding that one. There's a couple movies named Tangerines. It's a movie about the war in, like, I think Croatia and Yugoslavia, like the old Russian bloc in the 90s. Tangerines is incredible. I can't remember what year it came out. It had to have been at least 10 years ago. Yeah, it's amazing. It's so fucking good, dude. I just randomly found it one day. There used to be this movie streaming site that you could you could leave a list of all the movies that they had and rank them. And I saw this in some person's playlist that I like, and I watched it. It's fucking amazing. Let's see, what else? Oh, I just watched this one again. All three of these, you need to watch if you have a little bit of a higher understanding of the next level of thinking. You can't just watch those as movies. They're too. There's too much information in them. There's too much. All of Quentin Tarantino's movies, all of them. Watch any of them. They're all dope. The other director, Christopher Nolan. So, Interstellar is Christopher Nolan. Inception is Christopher Nolan. Oh, yeah. What's that one? Black Mass was fire. I like Scorsese, Dusty, but that last movie that he did that was like 4 hours long was so slow. I don't care if it's 4 hours long. Just be 4 hours of interesting. It was so fucking slow. Black Mass is about Whitey Bulger in Boston. Yeah, Elysium's pretty fucking dope too, Beefy. Alright, I'm going to give you one more that is absolutely... I'll throw two of them in there. Hurt Locker is amazing. It won... Yeah, The Irishman was so slow, man. Now there's another dope movie called To Kill the Irishman that is a true story that's really, really fucking good. I'll add that, see? Alright, To Kill the Irishman. That movie's so fucking dope. Yo, what's that movie with Tom Cruise where he ends up finding out that he's a clone at the end? I forget the name of that one, but that one's really good. But other than Hurt Locker, this is the last one I'm going to add into the list. If you're squeamish in any way whatsoever, then I would not watch Unthinkable. Yeah, see, Oblivion, you were right. Somebody already said it earlier. Easy idea, I think you said it. Yeah, Billy Lyons, that's Danny Green. Tian, yeah, Easy ID, you said Oblivion, you're right. I just couldn't remember the name. That one's really, really, really good. Oh, the money, or the red money is Total Recall, not the original one. the one. And see, now if you want to go back to, we can go back another decade and start talking about movies from the 80s that you should watch. They're a little bit tough because the technology was trash back then and it's hard to watch. But, yeah, Total Recall, the new one with Colin Farrell instead of Arnold Schwarzenegger. The original one with Arnold Schwarzenegger is one of my favorite movies of all time. Hands down. No questions asked. That and Bloodsport are the two movies I watched the most as a kid. Nah, V for Vendetta is dope. Let's see, what else? Legend. Tom Cruise's first movie ever is dope. Yeah, come on, if you want to do that, Billy Lines. See, the 80s were so different. It was all about just guys on steroids and machine guns. Predator. Total Recall. Rambo. What was the other one that Schwarzenegger did? He had like 90 movies where he was just a dude with a gun. Yeah, I don't give a fuck about Tom Cruise being Jesus of Scientology. His movies are good. Yeah, the first Rocky's amazing. Yeah, the 1 through 4 are incredible. Yeah, that's Billy Lines. Thank you. Running Man. Dude, it's the same way I don't care about Mel Gibson's religion or his theistic views, theological nature and sensibilities and whatnot. He's a good director. His movies are good. Thank you, Beefy. I appreciate it. But, yo, Mel Gibson's movies, Apocalypto is amazing. Oh, shit. Vita, you brought up the 80s classic. American Ninja is another one that I watched a million times as a kid. There's a whole thing in the 80s with kung fu and karate and being a ninja. Oh, yeah, The Professional's dope. I mean, Pulp Fiction, incredible. Like I said, all of Tarantino's movies. Pulp Fiction, Hateful Eight, Django. These are all pieces of artwork. Yeah, Billy Lies, man. The 80s were all about kung fu and karate. Oh, another. See, now we're going to talk about rap movies for the rest of this blunt. If you guys are rap fans, there are a certain list of movies that you are required to watch. It's like required reading in order to pass a college course. There are certain rap movies that you have to watch. Belly is the first one. If you haven't seen Belly, you don't listen to rap. I don't care. Belly, Paid in Full. Are you kidding me? Like, there are certain rap movies that are like, listen, you gotta watch this one. Murder Music, even though last year was the first time I ever watched that. Yeah, I got you. Yo, shout out to Abdullah. I haven't heard from him in a long time. It's been a couple weeks since he's popped up in the chat, but I have seen his name pop up in the YouTube universe, so I know he's out there somewhere. But you guys have to remember when Abdullah said he had never watched Belly before, I told him he's not allowed to listen to any rap music again until he watches that movie. I did the same thing with Nick Ashley. Better watch that fucking movie. I think he's seen Belly. It was another movie with him. I don't want to distort the truth. But, yeah. You better go watch that shit and then come back and talk to me. Yeah, Master P definitely made a movie. Fuck. What are the other dope ones? I mean, there's some movies that are considered rap movies that aren't rap movies, but it's just part of rap culture. Boys in the Hood is definitely one. Dead Presidents is another one. Oh, yeah, 8 Mile, but I assume you guys have all seen 8 Mile. I mean, 8 Mile's dope as fuck, but I literally just assume that everybody's seen it. No, it's Crooklyn. Yo, Billy Lyons, what's the one with Wesley Snipes? Shit. Damn it. Yeah, I'm having a hard time remembering names today. All right, so I will tell you guys, because I just learned this past week. If you have AT&T as your mobile carrier, I should get sponsored for doing this. Nah, it's not Sugar Hill. It's the one with Wesley Snipes as a drug kingpin. Fucking Chris Rock is Pookie, the crackhead. And there's another one. There's 2 more that I'm not naming. I'll get them. I'll tell you, and I appreciate it, homie. Fuck, man. I'm having so much name recall issues today. The brain is a funny thing. Shit. Now I gotta go Google things. It has to happen. I need answers. So anyway, back to the AT&T thing while I look this up. That's not the name of it. If you have AT&T, then you guys, at least I did. I didn't know I did. You get HBO Max for free. It's already included in your plan. So if you don't want to watch all Netflix programming, and since HBO Max is doing that thing where when movies come out in the theaters, you get to watch it at home the same day, I was considering getting HBO Max, and then all of a sudden they sent me an email and just like, yo, you already have this. Make sure you sign in for the new shit. And I was like, oh, fuck. So if you have AT&T, come on. It's a fucking camera, dude. If you have AT&T, you might get HBO Max for free. So, yeah, 8 Mile. Breaking. Oh, shit. CB4. Oh, see? We forgot about CB4. You got to watch CB4. Holy shit. Do the Right Thing? Yeah. Hustle and Flow? Oh, hell yeah. Juice. Tupac's movie. Rap movies. You got to watch Juice. How the fuck did we forget about Juice, Billy Lines? Straight Outta Compton was really good. Oh, here, I'll give you another couple that just popped up that I forgot. There's a movie called The Outsiders from the 80s that's crack. Sonny Carson, that's a dope one. Gangs of New York, super dope. And then also, if you guys are too young to have ever watched Friday, do it. Yeah, New Jack City. Thank you. New Jack City, Training Day with Denzel Washington. That's another in my top 10 that I forgot to add. But Friday, if you haven't seen Friday, don't talk to me again until you have. Menace to Society. That was the other one that I was forgetting. And Above the Rim. I think that's it for that time period. Well, okay, another rap movie, but it's not really a rap movie, but since Tupac's in it, it's a rap movie. It's Poetic Justice. And then the last, like, rap genre movie that I can think of at this moment, because I'm tired of doing this, is He Got Game with Denzel Washington. Higher Learning, that one too. So, yeah, this blunt's almost done, which means the Dour Hour is almost done. 4:33. It seems that I'm going to be doing this from 3 until 4:33 now. It makes the most sense. So we'll just, and that way I could just start doing it at a time instead of just doing it randomly. I'll try to make that schedule. We'll see if I can adhere to that. So Thursday, get your beats in for the beat contest Thursday at 9 o'clock. Well, Lux, if you watch any of my other shows, it's usually 2 blunts per hour. It seems to be the pace. Just like morning meditation, it's 9 minutes per 50 breaths is the exact pace that I have set for myself. 2 blunts per hour. Yeah, you guys hit me up for the kit. You can email me or Instagram DM me. It'd be dope if YouTube would bring back the messaging function, but they took that out a long time ago. But yeah, get the kit. Beats are due by Thursday. We're going live at 9 p.m., so I'm not taking beats while we're during the show. I'm going to be doing too much stuff to be able to sit there and download people's beats. So you got to send them to me ahead of time, at least a couple hours ahead of time. And then also include your IG handle, email, how you would like somebody to contact you, and your logo if you have one. Naseem, you gotta get it from me. Because if you win, you will win a bunch of stuff. Stickers, socks, a hoodie probably by then. You'll get a gift card from our sponsor, My Mom's Medibles. You will also be getting other beat packs for free, and if you win, I will need the stems because I'm going to end up mixing the beat. And the other thing that's going to happen is I'm doing an album. So we're doing this contest, one a month. And so there'll be 12 of them for the year. And then each winner, each month, we're going to put together and make an album out of it. So me and you guys are going to make an album together this year. I don't think anybody's ever done this. Beat contests have happened many times, but I don't think anybody's done it with this angle to where me and you guys, we're going to do an album together. So it's going to be fucking fun. And I have many, many surprises amongst the album. I know you guys had originally thought it was just going to be an instrumental album, but in talking to Pacino last night, I told him what we were doing, and I told him I want to do a song with him on that album. So I kind of broke the seal that I was going to keep it a surprise until I just dropped the album. But I am going to get rappers on all of the beats that win in this album that we put together. And it's going to be, all from the Infamous Fam and 333 Universe. So has already agreed to it. And there's going to be some other people that we throw in there. So the whole point being, not only will you get to be on an album that we're doing together, there's a chance that maybe one of your favorite rappers is going to end up using your beat. No, Ski's beats, that's Smack Pack. That's all his own contest. I'm doing my own thing. You can either hit me up on email or you can DM me on Instagram, and I'll do it direct because I don't have a portal for people just to download it. I was working on it, but, things happen. So as of right now, since I literally do everything by myself, just DM me, and then I'll send you the download link. I accept Venmo, Cash App, cryptocurrency. I prefer crypto. I will actually give you a discount if you pay me in crypto. Yeah, Beefy, I appreciate it, man. I wanted to do something different. And, at this point in my career, I work on music that I want to. I'm not forced to, go out fishing to try to land a budget. So this is something that I want to do. So this will, it's going to be fun. So, all right, Lux, I'm out of here too, man. In 2 minutes. It'll be 4:33. Let's adhere to the schedule. I know Billy Lies is going to send me all types of shit. So, yeah, it's going to be dope, man. It's going to be dope. I mean, if Beat Boutique on Thursdays is any indication of what the things are going to be sent to me during this year, there's no way for it not to be a dope-ass album. So, and also, I forgot to mention, shout out to my homie Ski Beats. Ski Beats will be the guest judge this Thursday. So, that's also another sprinkle of positivity within this little idea that's spawned out of me being bored and asking people to send me beats live on air, and then me thinking, you know what, I should do this as a show. And then I saw other people doing it, and I was just like, wait a minute. Yo, last thought. I saw somebody doing the same thing, posting an ad up for live album and song reviews. And to get your album reviewed by this person was $100 live on air. I'm not into the numbers of social media. I don't give a fuck. But I just thought it was odd that somebody was charging them $100 to do a live review without a platform that would support that price. You guys know, I'll take 99 cents. I don't care. We're not trying to make money off of this. We're trying to game YouTube's algorithm, which is working. I knew it would work. So that's what it's all about. We game the system. By gaming the system, we get P's music, words, and message to a broader audience. And that's what we're doing all this for. That was the Dour Hour. I appreciate everybody stopping in. Of all the places in the world you could be, you were here with me. And that's fucking dope. So, you guys stay safe. I will see you football heads in 3.5 hours for Gray Batter. Everybody else, probably see you Thursday night for the beat contest. So, get your beats together and let's make some dope shit together, man. Until then, I'm out.